The trend happening now is whether MSPs ought to go a step further and deliver a service offering, I'll call that compliance as a service, to customers who have, let's say, more pressing, more involved needs around compliance than they may have had previously. But let's take the example of, we've talked about this in the past, filling out customer cyber insurance questionnaires. I know a few MSPs who actually charge money because the customer says, hey, I've got this 15-page questionnaire from my cyber insurance guy and he wants me to fill it out. I have no idea what this stuff means. Can you do it? Some of you say, yeah, I'll do it. And you spend all weekend filling out a 15-page questionnaire that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but you're the only one that can answer it because it's a bunch of tech questions. And you do it for free. And you just consider it part of your managed services relationship. It's goodwill to the customer. All right, I get that. Others say, sure, I can fill out that 15-page form for you. Here's the fee. We'll charge based off of our professional services arrangement. It'll cost this much per hour. We estimate that it'll probably take us about 3 to 4 hours to gather all the information because it is 15 pages. It's quite lengthy. And we can do all this stuff for you. Absolutely. I think you ought to charge for it. If you're good at it, you ought to charge for it. And that's why the Inspire members in Boston last week had such a spirited conversation about this, because some of them were saying, well, this is really not good, right? I mean, we don't, for risk's sake alone, we don't want to be responsible for writing a customer's information security policy. And then another MSP said, well, that's very true, but what about just advising them on what it might look like, or giving them, going to the SANS Institute and getting one of those, their information security templates and giving it to the customer and saying, here you go, fill it out, and then we'll tell you what we think about it. Somewhere in there is a sweet spot of something that would make you comfortable from a risk standpoint, but that would be very valuable to your customer.